Thank you so much for attending my presentation on why Mega Malamar is the most unviable Pokemon of all time in VGC, and first we need to set the stage a bit and talk about regular Malamar. This Pokemon is, for all intents and purposes, mediocre, but does possess some interesting traits that give it small niches. Its typing is not very good, having no resistances and being weak to both Bug and Fairy, two types that you can expect to get hit by fairly often. It is immune to Psychic, of course, but it's not really that common to see. Its stats are also not that great, all hovering around 80. Again, this isn't downright terrible, but it makes Malamar difficult to use as it doesn't have any particularly good numbers to play around. Where it really shines, though, is Contrary, an ability that reverses all stat changes. This gives it the perfect opportunity to click Superpower, a fighting type move that normally lowers your attack and defense, but on Malamar, it's a bulk up plus huge damage. This can of course snowball fast, and with good support can be an issue. This idea has seen some sporadic placements at some tournaments, and while not super good, it was at least an interesting and cool gimmick. So, with all of this in mind, how did Game Freak build on this idea? Well, they kept its typing the same, which is a bit unfortunate. A fighting type for Stab could have been huge. Well, no matter, they must have at least buffed its attack a bunch, or maybe its speed to make it more dangerous, right? That's what they normally do with Megas, so why would it be any different? Unfortunately, that's not what we got. This shit sucks. It got a measly 10 points in attack, no buffs to its HP or defense, is only marginally faster, and wastes 20 points on a special attack stat that it's probably not even gonna use. But hey, at least it's specially bulky now, right? Well, if one thing's for sure, this can't still have Contrary. This stat spread and typing just doesn't really work for it, especially since it needs a Mega Stone. If it was able to hold a leftovers to heal or a damage boosting item, then I could maybe see it functioning, but this is a bit of a lost cause. So they must have given it something crazy, right? It's clear that in a metagame dominated by one core that is so clearly better than the rest, it needs something huge to stand out. You can't just give this thing something okay or even just good and expect it to thrive. Whatever it is though, I'm sure that Game Freak thought of this. Oh my god, they gave it Contrary again? Why would they do that? It's obvious that Contrary doesn't work for it. This thing desperately needs something else to stand a chance, but no, and here's where we see why Mega Malamar is so dreadfully unusable. This ability, on its own, kills any chance Malamar had at relevancy, which was already low. I cannot think of a single real reason motivated in any way by the desire to win games of Pokemon for why you should run Mega Malamar on your team. First, the opportunity cost of running dog shit Malamar as your Mega instead of something real or even something mediocre is immense. By building around it, you forfeit the chance to use some amazing Pokemon that warp the meta around them. Oh, well, just run it alongside another Mega, I can hear you saying. I promise you with every fiber of my soul that there are at least 15, if not 30, if not 50 better Pokemon to use in place of it on whatever insane dual Mega strategy you might be thinking of. Please use something else. Oh, well, it's the niche anti-meta pick then, I can hear you saying. And no, it's not anti-meta or even close to it. You know what's anti-meta? Mega Crabominable is a Trick Room Sweeper, or Mega Scizor is a powerful secondary attacker, or Mega Meganium on weather teams. Not Mega fucking Malamar. That's like calling the Sandbag in Smash Bros. An anti-meta pick. Using it puts you at such an obscene disadvantage compared to literally every opponent you play. Okay, but at least it has a unique thing that it does, right? It might be total dog ass, but at least it does do something that other Pokemon can't replicate, right? As it turns out, in this second wave of new Megas, Staraptor also gets Contrary and just so happens to make much better use of it. It doesn't get Submission, no, but it does get Close Combat, which buffs both of its defenses, something arguably better for it as it has an actually real attack stat of 140, plus it is a fighting type and is actually fast. Mega Staraptor just completely eclipses Malamar in such a disgusting way that ensures it will never see any kind of serious play in any fucking context. You would have to be fucking crazy to run it on a team that you want to win with. You'd have to make the completely insane decision to not only run it over another better Mega, but also look at Staraptor and the amazing upside that it brings to the table and pass on it. It would be like choosing to eat a stomped on cigarette butt on a New York City curbside for dinner instead of going to the grocery store that's right across the fucking street. Why the fuck would you do that? There is no reason. This kind of shit is what gets me really mad. Making a Pokemon that is so much better in every relevant way than another, especially when the two are supposed to compete, is completely senseless. In an ideal world, there would be upsides and downsides to both, and players would need to make the choice on which one is better for their team. But in this instance, that's not the case, and it's stupid as hell. In conclusion, I don't know, man, they really butchered this thing. Maybe the title's a bit hyperbolic, but I kind of don't think it is. All of these factors combine to make a truly unusable Pokemon. Normally, I like to try and give credit to Game Freak for really giving it a shot, but here it feels like they just didn't give a shit. Unbelievable considering how heavy handed the marketing was for it in the months leading up to Mega Malamar's VGC debut. You'd really think they'd care. Thanks for watching, I guess.